So apparently Trump just called out the Washington Commanders, demanding they change their name back to the Redskins. That seems fair. But did you know that Trump actually had a whole list of updated team names? And we're here with the exclusive. First up to bat, baseball teams. Crack. Cleveland Guardians, they're now the Cleveland Indians. Cincinnati Reds, Cincinnati Indians. Atlanta Braves, Atlanta Indians. Boston Red Sox, Boston Engine Sox. Miami Marlins, Miami Aquatic Engines. But forget about engines. The LA Dodgers will now be forced to revert to their old name, the Brooklyn Bridegrooms. And they'll be forced to play in little groom tuxedos, and all their games will be wedding themed. Oh man, it's gonna be so great. Adorable. And they're marrying each other, if that wasn't clear, because they're homosexuals. Chicago White Sox will now be the Chicago Caucasian Sox, because white is an offensive slur, and it's not tolerated in Trumpland. The San Diego Padres will now be called the San Diego Fathers, because we speak English in this country. Now the Los Angeles Angels, they're gonna be changed to the Angels, because we speak English in this country. Now let's move over to basketball for some slam dunk name changes. Orlando Magic, they're now the Orlando Satanic Witchcraft. Let's call it what it is, people. The Toronto Raptors, which were named after the Ford Raptor, if you know what I mean. Well, they're gonna be named to the much more butch Toronto Cybertrucks. Nothing gay about Cybertrucks. Now, the Utah Jazz is getting a major upgrade to the Utah Heavy Metal in honor of Ozzy Osbourne, because jazz is, you know, I'm not jazz. The LA Lakers will now be called the LA Lake of America-ers, because as you know, all bodies of water must be named after America. Now the Indiana Fever, they're gonna be renamed Caitlin Clark and the Clarkettes. Oh wait, that's WNBA, that's not a real sport. Now let's pass the old pigskin. We're moving to football. Hike! Hiya! All right, now we're up to the team that kicked this all off, the Washington Commanders. Or should I say, the Washington bloodthirsty savages who live in teepees. And then also, that inspired the name change for the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas City Indians. New York Jets, well, they're now the New York Trumps. The New York Giants, they're also the New York Trumps. I mean, have you seen Barron? And Cleveland Browns, well, actually Trump's fine with that one. I don't know why it's on the list. Cincinnati Bengals, well, they're Ben guys, okay? They are not gals. Now let's slapstick over to hockey. For the Chicago Blackhawks, you guessed it, the Chicago Indians. Anaheim Ducks, well, they're now gonna be called D2, the Mighty Ducks. It's the best movie in the series. Why would you name a team after anything else? The New Jersey Devils, well, we're just gonna call it New Jersey, because the Devil's implied, because they're from New Jersey. The Ottawa Senators, they're gonna change their name to the Ottawa Presidents, because presidents are way cooler than senators. The Boston Bruins, well, now they're the Boston Chowders, just so we can hear people from Boston say the Boston Chowders all the time. They talk funny. Montreal Canadians will be renamed Hockey Team, since both parts of their name are offensive. Actually, hockey's offensive too, so they'll just be renamed to... Moving on. That brings us to soccer. And finally, all soccer will be banned. Thank you, President Trump, for upholding American values. Eagle Screech.